All right, and we're recording. Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining. So tonight we're going to talk about onboarding new coaches and onboarding and recruiting and onboarding new coaches. So first, before we really kick that off, I encourage you guys to take notes because there's going to be a lot of information kind of thrown at you, and I'm going to try to keep this to 30 minutes. So Brittany is also going to be on the call with me, and she is going to just say, put her input because we want to talk about Super Saturday, Super Sunday. We attended Super Sunday, was it last weekend?
2 weekends ago.
2 weekends ago. So we went in Albany, and it's Super Saturdays, Super Sundays are events that Beachbody holds every quarter, so every 3 months, and you can find an event in your area at least a month prior or 2 months prior to be able to get your tickets and attend. It's a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity for you to be in with the coach network, get some great trainings from other coaches. Usually they have some top coaches there or successful coaches. And then they usually do they always do the corporate video where there's always tons of awesome announcements with new programs or new products coming out, and all the promos and all that good stuff. So it's really a good time to go there. You can work out with hundreds of people depending on which one you go to, but even if it's super small, I still encourage you guys to go because it is really awesome. So I have my notes here that I wanted to talk to you guys about 2V mindset. Just to let you know that I did a video in our group about how to set up a group for this. In the Beachbody Champions page, I actually came across this today. Alana did a video with one of the guys from corporate. I don't remember his name now, but she did a video talking about what to do to gear up for a great challenge group. So I will share those notes with you. I can post them in the group tomorrow, but it has a little bit different dates. So I'm probably going to change my dates for my mindset group, which is something I'm really, really, really excited about. So Brittany, back to Super Saturday. It was Brittany's first time at Super Saturday. It was a really cool experience for me because it was her first time, and normally every Super Saturday I've gone to, Super Sunday, whatever you call it. In the beginning, they have everyone stand up, or they ask people, who has lost 5 pounds with Beachbody workouts, and everyone's raising their hands. Who's lost 10 pounds? And as the numbers go up, the people start sitting down. And it was so cool to see one of Brittany be one of the last standing people. I think it was there maybe have been 3 other people standing, but it was just so cool because she's lost over 70 pounds of Beachbody workouts, and just think that's so amazing. And then the last 2 that were standing were people who lost 100 or 100 plus pounds. So it's just a really, really awesome experience for me. And it was her first live workout with coaches, so that was really fun to do it with, and she killed it. It was awesome. So I kind of wanted to ask Brittany what her thoughts about Super Sunday were. Would you recommend it for other people to go, and what was your favorite part?
I would definitely recommend everybody going at least once a year, probably every single time, because it is really important. The motivation during the workout was insane. I have never been more motivated to work out than I have during that live workout. I was sore for a full week afterwards because I pushed myself so hard. Sure. And then it was really nice to have the speaker there because it was a live national wake up call to me, which was really cool to see. And everybody was there to support each other. There were people who were there by themselves that were working out next to us, and it was really nice to see that, and it was a lot of fun, and I definitely am going in July.
Yeah.
Probably and I think back to Albany.
Yeah, for sure. I think what's cool about it is because every time that we start to learn about Beachbody, we're always looking at either the top coaches in the network who have been successful, so they kind of look a certain way that you might expect a Beachbody coach to be. But when you go to these events, you realize that everyone is just so freaking normal, and everyone is at different stages of their business, but you really understand the fact that like this is a real business. Like we have a real opportunity underneath our belts that could go from just skyrocket if we really put the work in and do the right things. So that is something that I really love about it. And thank you, Brittany, for saying that. So one of the girls that spoke, I honestly don't even remember her name. Remember her name, Brittany? I think
Carrie Arena.
Carrie Arena. I think she spoke on the National Wake Up Call a few weeks ago. She's a 5-star diamond. And it was so cool to see this girl speak because she was just like so normal. Like she didn't have any fancy graphics or anything like that. So she gave us her rundown of how she onboards and recruits coaches. So I kind of just wanted to go over quickly what that entails. Like, how do you sign coaches? Where do they come from? What does that look like? So, so first of all, challenge groups. This is why challenge groups is so important, you guys. And this is why having people in your challenge groups, new people every single month. So making it a goal to reach Success Club 10, Success Club 5. I would really honestly would rather you shoot for Success Club 10 every month, because if you fall short at Success Club 6, which is not a bad thing. That's something that I've kind of been learning lately is if you shoot for something higher, you'll probably get a little bit lower or land a little bit lower, but you'll be above the average, and that's what you want every single month. So shoot for the stars with Success Club, because it's important to always be recruiting new people into your challenge groups, helping new people every single month, because you never know who's going to turn into a rock star challenger who could be a rock star coach. So it's important to make sure that you keep growing your team and your business. So the challengers, for me, I think the best coaches that I've had have come from my challenge groups, because now they're in the group, they're seeing the results, they get Beachbody, they already are experiencing the products and the workouts and things like that in the community, and how I coach, the things that I'm doing in groups, that they already know what a challenge group looks like. So like they're very well informed about what a coach could look like and what they do. So your challenge groups are really important. So you want to like constantly be loving on your challenge groups in there. Be aware of their engagement. If people are posting on your post, or if they're posting, checking in, make sure that you are acknowledging that and you're liking their stuff. You're not just liking it, you're also commenting it and thanking them for responding or adding to the group, because that's really important that they understand that you're appreciative of them being there and adding to the group. And then reach out privately to your challengers too. Like, don't just focus on the challenge group and get frustrated at the fact that people aren't posting, or no one's showing up, or this person said they would do this and then they're not doing it. Your job as a coach is to not just pull from your challenge groups all the time, but make sure you're reaching out privately, because someone might be in a weird situation. Maybe they need your coaching through, or they just need a little bit more encouragement to start up again, or they're not posting because they fell off track, or whatever the case may be. But make sure that you are reaching out to them one-on-one, so you know they do care, or that you care about them. They know that. On your social media, like, talk about coaching publicly and talk about why you love hosting these challenge groups. That's really, really important, because if we're just always talking about like, oh, join my challenge group, join my challenge group, join my challenge group, people are like, what is this challenge group? All she ever posts about is just to join our challenge group. But we want people to understand why we love hosting these challenge groups and what they've done for us and how they've benefited us. So I would really focus your time on your challenge groups and make them fun and interesting. I will admit, I am not the best challenge group host in the world. Like, I'm really not. It's a work in progress, and it doesn't have to be a perfect thing. And it's kind of something that goes up and down, and you learn new things and you implement other things, and sometimes they stop working. So you just got to like keep revamping it and switching things up. And get down that something's not working the way that it was before, because people are, life changes, things are different. So just always be adding different things and keeping it interesting. If you find your challenge groups to be really boring, then everyone else finds your challenge group really boring. My mom just came in, so my dog's falling over. Oh, maybe not. Baby, can you go sit on the couch? Hi, Mom. So the next thing I want to talk about is converting your challengers to coaches. So she was mentioning this is kind of like a step-by-step thing. So everyone starts, let me read this because I'm just gonna like read my notes. Okay, yeah, that's pretty much what I just said. Everyone starts out as a challenger because it builds beliefs, they're getting results, have the idea of a challenge group, and then they appreciate the support in the community. So step 2 would be asking them, like, have you ever, considered what I do as a coach? You've really been contributing to this group in a really awesome way, and I love the stuff that you share. Like, have you ever considered being or doing what I do? Hopefully that they say yes. Sometimes if they don't, that's okay. It's not the end of the world, or you can always, look past that and ask them why. That's a whole other thing about objections that I will definitely do a team call on for sure. I have a lot of information about that. Just different ideas of how you can steer conversations to help you and create belief in your new coaches. So once they become an active coach, okay, this is kind of going into the onboarding process now. Once they become an active coach, first, Mom, you're, I thought you didn't have any clothes on. So once they become an active coach, you're going to send them a welcome letter. Like, simple, guys. Like, don't overcomplicate this because you're going to drive yourself crazy. Like, all you're doing is creating excitement about joining your team. Literally, I posted one in the file section of our team page, like super simple. Like, hey, I'm just so excited that you became a coach and you're part of Team Find Your Fight. Tell them the next steps that you're going to do. I'm going to add you to my team page and welcome you to our community of awesome coaches. And then the next thing I'm going to do after that is place you into a self-paced training so that you have the next steps and a great foundation for coaching. Okay, let's go sit down on the couch with Grandma. Thank you. And then make sure when you're adding your coaches, make sure you add them to your upline coaches and your upline, so my team page. And then also Shred Nation's, Nation, I forget what they're calling it now. It's like Shred Nation Coach Family, I think that's what it's called. So everyone can be a part of that one. So it's a great, great, powerful group because there's thousands of people in it. Well, I don't think there's thousands in it yet, but there's like a couple hundred, more than our team has. So that's really awesome. So make sure you're adding them to that so they feel like that community feel not welcome. And of course, your upline and then your team page. And then the next thing you're going to do is send them over the self-paced training that Brittany Miracle and I created. And that is also in the file section of the team page. And you can send that over. I don't want you to recreate anything. If you want to like add your own spin to it, you're more than welcome to in there, and I can send you like an edited copy. You can do that, but like it's all just basic stuff. And it pretty much covers everything. So you give that to them, and then you kind of see who's your runners and who's your walkers. If someone's going to take forever on it, you know where they stand and you know where to meet them. But if you have someone who's like, all right, I already did it, I read it in like a day or like 10 minutes, you're like, all right, let's go, next step. So step number 3, the next step would be an apprentice challenge group leader. So this would be a coach now that you bring into your challenge group, and they're going to help host this challenge group with you. Either if it's just, say if you have a challenge group that you're already running, you're just going to put them in there, and now they're going to start contributing to that group, start posting their workouts, posting their inspirational quotes, recipes, things like that. So step 4, after they, I would say do that for like a month, and then they can become a challenge group leader, which I haven't really like specifically done this step before, but like it happened in my team. But it's basically like coach pairing. So like you, like this new coach and another new coach would pair up and do a challenge group together. I had also posted what a prep week looks like, and like, I just make this stuff up. Like honestly, I just do it as I go along. Like I really made the steps as if what I did when I first started 21 Day Fix, what did that look like for me? So I have a prep week that you can take and you can in your team page, and that's usually like what people, new coaches are first asking me, like, okay, like how do I start this? What do I do? So that's a great start for them to be able to figure out the structure and how to start their group. And then step number 5 would be a team leader, which means they would be leading their own challenge groups. This is kind of backwards, but coach intros. So you can create like a simple, like super simple one on Canva or on PicMonkey. Then you just have like a basic one that you have for every single coach that you sign on. All you have to do is just log in and then replace their picture and their name. Like it's not always about working smarter, harder, working smarter. Let's see. Brittany, do you have anything to add from here?
So about like the challenge groups and stuff. So right now I'm like kind of hosting one with Marissa, and I have a couple girls that should be getting added soon, hopefully. But what she said was you don't have to have any coaches. You don't have to have anything. Create it now because you're eventually going to have that. And like right now I'm working on adding more people. So that really like hit home with me. Like I don't have to have a team of people to make a team page, to make a welcome letter, to do all of that. I can get that set up now so that I have it set up in the future. And make things simple. Like I'm not good at designing and stuff like that. It doesn't have to be. That's not what this is about. Marissa and I have spoken about this a lot. Like Chelsea is amazing at what she does with designing. And if you compare yourself to her, like to me, I'm going to come short every single time and fall short every single time. But that's not what matters. Like people aren't signing up with Chelsea, they're signing up with me. Yeah. So just have everything ready. Have your team page ready, even if you don't have any coaches and stuff like that.
That's a really good piece of advice because everybody starts out with 0. Like that was one of the first things Chelsea told me to do. Like, okay, what do I do next? Okay, make a team page. I'm like, I don't have. She's like, it doesn't matter. Like, make a group, name it Marissa's PS Coaches. And I'm like, okay. And then that's how you start. It's not, you're not going to start to create a team page when you have 25 people on your team. That doesn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So everyone starts at square one. Okay, let me see where I am here now. Okay, so another thing about challenge groups with your new coaches is you can give your new coaches a template of how to run a challenge group. So again, you can include this the prep week, and then you can include like a list of things to post, the link to the Beachbody blog, like I said, what a prep week looks like, fun challenge ideas, post ideas. This is just something that you can, like, you guys have all ran challenge groups before, so you can literally just pull up a list in, Word document or Canva or Google Docs, whatever. It doesn't have to be anything fancy or pretty, and just type out like a list of things that you have found have worked in your groups and the ideas that you want to share with your coaches, just so they have, a foundation to start their own groups. It's nice to have something to go off of instead of being like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing. But they're also going to learn that kind of stuff when they're in your challenge group too. And then the next thing that you're going to do after that is just to encourage them to share their journey, plus all the other life things. Like, so usually when people become a coach, they immediately think like, oh my God, everything has to be fitness. I can't post anything about anything else. Like, that's not how it is. as coaches. You guys know that. Like, people are here because it's a part of our life. So if we're not sharing other parts of our life, then everyone's just going to think we just work out every day of the week all day long, and that's not a relatable thing. So you want to make sure you're posting other things that are relatable in your life too. But this is where you have to teach your team to post things that are intentional and make sure that it's public on social media, because that's really important. And then tell your new coach to pick a personal development book and start reading them. I had created a list and put it in the file section of some of my favorite personal development books that I have read. It went by business and then like lifestyle. That was it. You can add to that. You can take that and give that to your coaches, tell them to pick one. It's really just that simple. And then you kind of just work with them from here, and you tell them, okay, like, this is your goal every month, is to help 3 people. Like, when they're in your challenge group, invite 10 people, and then, or invite 50 people, and then help 3 people get started on their fitness journeys. And then that's Success Club 6. Like, right off the bat, like, you don't have to be a coach for 6 months to make a Success Club. Like, it's crazy. You can make Success Club the first month that you start. So build that belief within those people, because a lot of people come in and they're not sure if they're going to be successful. So that's your job as a coach, to be like, yeah, you got this. You can do this. And then I just wanted to add this, that just to remember that it's not your job to drag or to convince or to force anyone to do anything. So if you give someone the tools to build their business and they decide to not do anything with it, or they don't respond to you, or they're ignoring you, like, that's not on you. Don't get caught up in that. If someone keeps telling you no and you feel like you're like dragging and you're trying to convince, like, don't do that. You're just here to give people the tools that they need to do this business, and that is all that your job is to do, and then encourage. And if they're not giving back on that, then let it go. And then the last thing is, this is a big one, make this business duplicatable. So this is something that I'm like really, really learning. Everything that we do as a coach has to be duplicatable. So when I look at Chelsea sometimes and I see her crazy designs and her awesome pictures and her blog and her website, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to do that. No, I don't have to do any of that, because that is not my wheelhouse at all. Like, not at all. So stick with the things that you love to do, that you're passionate about in this business, and make it so you can instill the belief in your coaches that this is duplicatable, that they can do this too. So that's pretty much it, and wraps it up for my notes. Britt, did you have anything else to add?
I don't remember if it was from Super Sunday or if it was from one of the other calls that I watched recently, but somebody had said, put every day by, like, go either week or monthly, and write exactly what you want to post on each day. Like, start it on Sunday and say, okay, I want to talk about this on Monday, this on Tuesday. Then you don't have to, like, figure it out as you go. Like, if that day you're not feeling like something, then you have a plan to go by. And I thought that was really helpful, because a lot of times I'm like, okay, what do I post today? So
it's really important. And then, you can plan out your week too. Like, okay, this day I'm going to talk about my challenge group. This day I'm going to talk about, about coaching, and then why I love to work out, and like, this is where I'm going to post about my shake and a healthy meal. Like, it's good to be able to, because sometimes, like, we think of things and then we talk about all of that in the same day, and it gets lost in the sauce. So, or there's other days we just don't type anything at all, because we're like, oh, I don't know, I'm not feeling inspired right now. So, and that's the other thing I'm also learning lately, is like, to do this business, you don't have to feel inspired. You don't have to feel like revved up and like excited to talk to people. Like, you're behind a computer screen. No one knows if you are like a miserable mess, but you have to get your invites out for that day. And that's like the beauty of the exclamation point. Like, you don't have to actually be like super excited and stoked, but it's important to get those out on a weekly basis.
Mhm.
So I think you are the main screen on that the whole time. But,
Me?
yeah.
Oh.
I know you're the main screen on it right now, but did anyone have any questions before we hop off? No? All right, cool. Well, that wraps it up then. That was nice and simple and easy. Thank you guys for joining, and I'm going to stop the recording.